हाँ, conduction के लिए we saw steady state, and I hope you remember what that is about. It's a state where the temperature profile gets set up. Like you hold a spoon over a flame, the end closer to the flame is going to be at a high temperature. The end closer to your hand is going to be at a lower temperature. That takes some time to set up. That time, once that has been set up, once the temperature profile has been set up, that condition is called as steady state. Uske aage, the conductor does not take up any more heat to heat some different parts of it. Uske aage, the conductor only transfers heat. All our analysis this page onwards is post steady state. All right. So every question will always be post steady state. You are not expected to know anything about how much time steady state takes to get achieved. All you need to know is what steady state means theoretically, okay, which is what we covered. All right. The law of thermal conductivity, हाँ ये एक बार वापस देखेंगे. So ज्यादा कुछ नहीं है. Law of thermal conductivity said कि देखो हमने क्या लिया, we took a small slab, a small cross section of the conductor, and उस cross section का हमने thickness dx ले लिया. Okay, so one end का x coordinate is x, the other end का x coordinate is x plus dx. Now let's say heat is flowing along the x-axis. So I've taken the direction of the x-axis the same as the direction in which my heat is flowing. When I talk about dt, that is change in temperature along the x-axis, dt you will find has to be negative, because in the direction in which heat flows, your temperature decreases. Okay, one of saying, why did I write let me just read this comment. Why did I write a negative sign before dt? It will be positive only, right? नहीं, देखो एक चीज समझो कि dt refers to increment in or change in temperature. dt refers to the change in temperature that's going to take place due to this change in x. अब हमने x axis का direction वही लिया जिस direction में heat flow हो रहा है. Heat is actually flowing from a hotter temperature to a cooler temperature. So as I go along the x-axis, as I change the value of my x coordinate by a small amount, I will find my temperature to change by a small amount. And you can take a guess that if I move in the direction of heat, I will actually be going from the hotter body to the colder body. So if I move in the direction of heat, the change in temperature I observe has to be negative. The change in temperature I observe has to be negative. Understood? That's why dt is negative, because हमने x-axis hot end से cold end की तरफ लिया है. So as I move along my x, the change in temperature I observe is negative. Make sense? Okay. All right. फिर the rate of heat flow. अब rate of heat flow मतलब heat flowing per unit time. So rate of heat flow is dq. Let's say छोटे से dt time में, छोटे से dt time में heat flowing is dq. So rate of heat flow is going to be called as dq by d छोटा t. ठीक है? Yes. Who's that? Sarthak, yes. So I'll talk about that in this point. So heat flow is found to be proportional to several things. Let me talk about this first. It's found to be proportional to temperature difference. Very logical statement. Heat flow is proportional to temperature difference. But temperature difference, when we talk about difference, difference is always positive. Difference is always the bigger number by minus the smaller number. So when I talk about difference, I'll need to somehow make it positive. So I'll have to take TH and I'll have to subtract TC from it. TH ka temperature is T. TC ka temperature is T plus DT. All right. So naturally TC minus TH DT आएगा. यानी कि TH minus TC negative DT आएगा. So when I talk about temperature difference is minus DT. And don't let that seem weird to you, because DT itself is negative. So therefore temperature difference is coming out to be positive. It's as good as saying mod dt. dt नेगेटिव नंबर है इसलिए वो माइनस dt दिख रहा है. It's as good as just saying mod of dt. Now so it's proportional to temperature difference is found to be proportional to the area. It's found to be inversely proportional to the length of the slab. It's found to be inversely proportional to the length of the slab. Okay, so based on that law you get ki heat current is proportional to area, proportional to temperature difference, and proportional to inversely proportional to length of the slab. Achha, one of you is saying why is it inversely proportional to length of the slab? See, proportionality mein, if you want to understand proportionality, you need to keep the rest constant. So if I need to understand why is current inversely proportional to length, I'll need to keep area and temperature difference constant. Then you'll understand. So imagine ki itna temperature difference, ek fixed temperature difference tumne rakha, and same एक fixed area रखा. All right, so let's say 40 से 30 और यहाँ पे 40 से 30. In which of the two cases do you expect that heat flow will be greater? Do you expect that heat will need to flow in a way more desperately? It's naturally the shorter one, है ना, जिसमें कम distance के over ज़्यादा temperature drop दिख रहा है. In that there is a greater need for heat to flow and equalize temperatures. यहाँ पे काफी drastic है. For the same temperature difference, if I take a very 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 long rod, है ना, the temperature difference of 40 इधर है, 1 किलोमीटर बाद 30 है, imagine, है ना, तो these neighboring sections का temperature will be very close to 40. So therefore, है ना, नहीं समझा, एक मिनट. See, to understand proportionality, you need to understand proportionality, you need to keep the rest constant. So I'm going to keep area constant. I'm going to keep temperature difference constant. All right. So यहाँ पे area कुछ तो A है. Let's see, इधर का temperature 40 है Celsius और ये end का temperature 30 डिग्री Celsius है. अब same area का इतना एक बड़ा rod ले रहा हूँ, ठीक है, same area का, ये end का temperature 40 डिग्री Celsius, ये end का temperature 30 डिग्री Celsius. All right. Now, once steady state is achieved, a temperature gradient is going to be set up. Temperature gradient मतलब ये 40 से 30 temperature change होगा along the length of the rod. Okay, so you can expect roughly यहाँ पे बीच में 35. So you can see कि over a very short span of time, there is a very short distance, there is a large temperature drop. So the urgency for heat to flow is a lot greater in this case. Compare it with this example. Compare it with this example जहाँ पे इतना इधर दूर पे 35 है, ठीक है, हाँ 37 30, यहाँ पे बगल में 39 ही होगा. मतलब वहाँ पे मान लो जितने डिस्टेंस में 40 से 30 हो रहा था, अब यहाँ पे उतने डिस्टेंस में सिर्फ 40 से 39 हो रहा है. So it comes down to the same reason. For a shorter distance, here you have greater temperature difference, there you have large smaller temperature difference in the second case. So it in a way goes hand in hand with the temperature difference wala point. It's proportional to temperature difference, inversely proportional to length given the same temperature difference. Same temperature difference, छोटे length के लिए और desperate होगा heat to flow. Okay, cool. Can we say that for long objects conduction is minimum? For long objects conduction is minimum for क्या? For the same change in temperature, long objects के लिए, हाँ, yes. Same temperature difference के लिए, longest object के लिए, rate of heat flow will be the least. A और T same रखो, length सबसे बड़ा रख लो, because long object के लिए will be the least. Okay. Yes. All right. All right. So that wraps up this. Then we saw that constant of proportionality is K. The constant of proportionality is K. K has a name. which we'll of course get to. But this is now the first slide for today. Before looking at the one of you saying, since system is in steady state, will heat transfer change any of the temperature? No. Heat transfer is not going to change the temperature of the rod. And what we're also going to assume is, ये भी change नहीं हो रहा. That is also one verb question पे depend करेगा. But typically we are also going to assume कि है ना TH TC भी change नहीं हो रहा. TH TC are two other objects, okay, which are basically transferring heat. So later we can see if they also change. How do we know the heat is transferring? Because there's a temperature difference, heat will get transferred from one end to the other end. These temperatures can either be maintained. The question will tell ki assume TH TC are constant. They can either be maintained to keep things simple, or if they want to test integration, they can also allow these temperatures to change. So we'll see those kind of questions as well. Okay, when will we arrive at first law of thermodynamics? Still quite some time. But there's not a long time before we are done with this chapter. All right, so temperature gradient. Let's understand some terms in that definition. First one is temperature gradient. Familiarize yourself with this word, temperature gradient. The temperature gradient is represented by this, So temperature gradient is basically dt by dx. dt by dx. So it's basically telling us how quickly temperature is changing with respect to x. So if I were to draw a graph of temperature versus the x-axis, okay, if everything is uniform, area and all is uniform, the graph will look like a straight line. If it's of course not uniform, graph में थोड़ा curvature आएगा. Either way, that the slope of the graph at any instant is going to represent our temperature gradient. The slope of the graph at any instant is going to represent our temperature gradient. So that's our temperature gradient. Note that our temperature gradient is negative. If I'm taking my x-axis along my heat flow, then naturally my temperature gradient is going to be negative. Because along the direction of heat flow, of course, temperature कम होगा. ठीक है? अगर temperature 10 degree Celsius से कम हो रहा है, when we go ahead by 5 meters, अगर temperature 10 degree Celsius से कम हो रहा है and going ahead by 5 meters, the temperature gradient is कितना? 10 degree से कम हो रहा है and you're going ahead by 5 meters. Guys, come on. If you're going ahead, if you're moving ahead by 5 meters and your temperature is dropping by 10 degrees Celsius, then yeah, the answer should be minus 2 degrees Celsius per meter. All right, the answer should be minus 2 degrees Celsius per meter. Okay. So that is temperature gradient. This need not be a straight line. It will be a straight line if area and all is uniform. It need not be a straight line. If everything is symmetrical, it will be a straight line. तो आगे का थोड़ा discussion में तुम्हें समझ में आएगा कब straight line होगा. But basically, if area is constant, you can expect this to be a straight line. If area and material are constant, okay, if area and material are uniform, it will be a straight line. This will always be at some inclination if heat flow is taking place. If there is no heat flow and the rod is at constant temperature, then the graph should be horizontal. But if there is a heat flow, then of course the graph should be sloping. Okay. So I'll just maybe add this last point. So if the area and the material are uniform, okay, remember uniform means with respect to space. So the area and the material, in fact, let me just use the word K. The area and K are uniform, okay, uniform throughout the length. Uniform means same throughout the length. Then dt by dx can be written as delta t by delta x. Okay, dt by dx can be written as delta t by delta x. In fact, delta x के लिए you can write delta t by delta t by length of the rod. Okay. So dt by dx अगर हर point पे same होगा, है ना, तो पूरा rod के लिए लिख सकते हैं. So like it's just like saying if speed is constant, then you can write speed in general as total distance by total time, because speed is constant. If speed is constant and you're going on a straight path, instantaneous speed is the same as average speed. तो वही फंडा चल रहा है. Instantaneous dt by dx is the same as average dt by dx. मतलब total delta t upon total length of the rod. And delta t itself is going to be negative. So anyways, we'll understand. Delta t is actually t cold minus t hot. Delta t is a change in temperature when you move along the x-axis. So you're going from the hotter end to the colder end. So delta t is Tc minus Th. Either way, those signs are just to bring in the direction you want. You can ignore signs also from this equation. The signs are just to talk about the direction. So right now, the point of delta T being negative is simply to say कि heat flow के direction में temperature difference, temperature कम होता है. Heat flow के direction में temperature कम होता है. That's the only point of the negative sign. Calculation and all के लिए you can ignore that negative sign. Let me just write this. Let me see if there's anything in the doubts. Yeah, the line with the slope is a straight. So if this will be a straight line under this condition. Under this condition, graph will be a straight line. Okay. If area k and all are uniform, t versus x will be a straight line. This means the initial temperature of a body cannot be zero. What do you mean by zero? 0 Celsius, 0 Kelvin, 0 degree Celsius. Possible है, of course. क्यों नहीं? Kelvin वैसे भी possible नहीं है. Celsius of course possible है. क्यों नहीं possible है? ये मैंने रैंडम ग्राफ ड्रॉ किया, डोंट थिंक कि ये ग्राफ कांट कट दी एक्सिस। जीरो से नेगेटिव भी जा सकता है, बिल्कुल जा सकता है, क्यों नहीं। Why do you say zero possible? Just because I've not cut the x-axis, that's why. Okay, any doubt left on this page? We'll now talk about K, what K is. Done? Okay. All right. So now K is defined as your thermal conductivity. All right. So thermal conductivity, this is a new physical quantity that we're learning. And thermal conductivity is represented by the symbol K, as you saw in that equation. Thermal conductivity represented by the symbol K. Yeah, you'll find that it depends on the material. It depends on the material. And the higher the thermal conductivity, the better the conductor. Okay, so this is higher for better conductors. You can check the SI unit from the formula. All right, so if you can see the formula again, the formula was dq by dt is minus Ka dt by dx. All right, so from that formula, you can see that K is, this is joules per time, so that is watt per meter square. But in fact, meter square and meter cut के ये सिर्फ meter हो जाएगा, तो watt per meter Kelvin. ठीक है, watt per meter Kelvin, that's the SI unit. Watt per meter Kelvin. Watt per meter Kelvin. ठीक है, मीटर के बाद नोट की typically there'll have to be a hyphen, otherwise somebody could inaccurately read it as millikelvin. ठीक है, you don't want that. मीटर स्क्वायर नहीं, because मीटर स्क्वायर और ये dx भी लेंथ हो गया ना, मीटर स्क्वायर एंड नीचे लेंथ, मीटर कट गया, एक ही मीटर रह जाएगा. And of course, K for a ideal conductor would be very large. K for ideal insulator should be 0. Yes, K tends to 0 for an ideal insulator. Yes, Yash, yes. उसके बारे में भी बात करेंगे. An ideal conductor. All right, copy कर लो जल्दी. Done? Is anyone still writing this? लिखो जल्दी, लिखो. Yes, I mean, I'm not saying we couldn't. There, you could use. My guess is कि you can use millikelvin. छोटा सा change in temperature, 0.001 Kelvin change in temperature को millikelvin बोल सकते हो. I'm saying कि यहाँ पे hyphen डालो so that you don't distinguish between the two. I mean, so that you don't mix up between the two. This is not millikelvin. This is meter Kelvin. Hmm? All right. Now, so again, so that general formula that we saw, is going to write it one more time, is dq by dt is minus ka delta, sorry, minus ka dt by dx. If dq by dt is now constant, if dq by dt is constant, yeah, if temperature difference is constant, if temperature difference across the ends if temperature difference is constant, then dq by dt is going to be constant. And if dq by dt is constant, we can write this as total heat supplied upon total change in time. Okay, so if dq by dt is constant, we can write this as total heat supplied upon total time taken. And therefore, our equation can become delta q by delta t is minus ka dt by dx. Okay. On top of that, if temperature gradient is also uniform, as we saw earlier, if temperature gradient is also uniform, in addition to all of this, then our specialized equation becomes delta q by delta t is minus ka dt by dx के जगह this entire equation will become delta t divided by total length. तो dx को बस थोड़ा साइड में लिख रहा हूँ. But this becomes delta q by delta t is minus ka delta t by length. So this becomes your general equation that you're actually going to use in most of your questions. In most of your questions, things will be on a simpler note, and temperature gradient will be uniform, and dq by dt will be constant. So that will be the case in most of your questions. So therefore, what I've boxed in yellow is ultimately what you're going to use in most of your questions. In other questions where temperature gradient is not uniform, uniform means same throughout the rod, same throughout space, and if temperature difference is not constant with respect to time, then you'll have to, in a way, again, use that yellow equation for a small element, small period of time, and integrate. So you'll have to basically, in that case, then do it for a small element. Okay? But this is in general the idea. Okay? Of course, if delta q by, if dq by dt is not uniform, you'll have to integrate over time. How did dx become L? So what is dx? ये यहाँ पे किया. How did dx become L? ये temperature gradient के वक्त देखा ना. dt by dx represents change in temperature upon total change in x. Total change in x will be the change in the length of the rod. Well, total change in x will be the length of the rod. You're going from one end to the other end. As you go from one end to the other end, you cover, you observe a certain temperature difference. So that is your temperature gradient, delta T by L. Integral dt is delta T. Integral dx, total change in x, यहाँ से वहाँ जाने में is the length of the rod. Got it? Okay. Why does K tending to 0 imply an insulator? Of course, the insulator does not allow heat to get conducted. Even if there's a temperature difference, insulators are kind of materials which do not allow heat to pass. So if K tends to 0, even if there's a temperature difference, heat flow will be negligible. Yes, these all formulas are one and the same. Okay? Or the only thing is यहाँ से यहाँ तुम ये formula लगा सकते हो if things are constant. वो एक basic idea of calculus तुम्हें वैसे भी आता है. If the instantaneous quantity does not change, you can write total change in T upon total change in X. जैसा तुम्हें पता है instantaneous speed, if you're going along a straight line, instantaneous speed अगर constant है, change नहीं हो रहा है, तो instantaneous speed can be written as average speed because हर time पे वही value है, and therefore instantaneous speed can be written as total distance by total time. यहाँ पे वही फंडा है, instantaneous dt by dx can be written as total change in temperature upon total change in length in x, if dt by dx is the same throughout the entire rod. Got it? Instantaneous dq by dt can be written as total heat conducted upon total time taken, if dq by dt is the same throughout every instant of time. Got it? Simple stuff. आगे बढ़े. Any answer on this page? ठीक है, wait कर लो जल्दी. Okay, so now this, इसके आगे, this is going to have a lot in common with current electricity. So we're going to see that kind of similarity. We're going to see how solving these questions become just like solving circuit-based questions. So I'll try to do this in a column format. I'm going to title this this chapter will get done in maybe one more lecture. The similarity electrical conduction. All right, so this is having a lot of similarity with electrical conduction. All right, and we're going to try to see that similarity because that's what we're ultimately going to approach questions. When you go to, that's how we'll approach questions. When you go to current electricity, you're going to solve tougher things, and the simpler circuit solving and the simpler integration based questions will seem very basic to you. So I just want you to know if you can do all that kind of stuff in current electricity, you should be able to do similar stuff here, because you just have to understand how to convert your current electricity knowledge to heat transfer का knowledge. All right, so there is just some difference in symbols. Basic idea otherwise is the same. All right, so heat transfer, electrical conduction. Heat transfer को HT से represent कर रहा हूँ, electrical conduction को EC से represent कर रहा हूँ. Current electricity शायद बाद में होगा, mechanics हमारा होने के बाद होगा. Okay, heat transfer is okay. So first and foremost, the first point, dq by dt. All right, rate of flow of heat is what we are going to call as heat current, and the analogous means corresponding or similar quantity in electrical conduction is going to be current, electric current. All right, so electric current we'll represent by the symbol I. इसको भी I से represent कर सकते हो anyways, and I is actually the rate of flow of charge. उतना पता होगा ना? I is the rate at which charge flows through a wire. Current is the rate at which charge flows through a wire. So I is d chota q by dt, rate of flow of charge, and apna heat current is the rate of flow of heat. Okay, all right. So electrical current, the one you are more familiar with. यहाँ पे छोटा q is for charge, बड़ा q is for heat. छोटा q is for charge, बड़ा q is for heat. Maybe I'll write that as well. Small q is charge, बड़ा q is heat. One of you saying my voice is not coming. Is it just for him? Can the others hear me clearly? Everyone can hear me clearly. तो एक बार देख लो तुम्हारे तरफ से कुछ हुआ है क्या? Okay, all right. Yeah, thank you. Q is for charge, capital Q is for heat. The next thing is over here, delta T, या minus delta T, whatever you want to say, represents temperature difference. Minus delta T or delta T, whatever you want to talk about. Okay, I'll maybe use the symbol mod delta T. Here, minus delta T. Basically, hotter body ka temperature minus colder body ka temperature. That represents, you don't need to get too much into technicality. Remember, minus ignore करना है तो ignore करो, because minus का उतना ही point था, वो उतना ही बताता है कि heat flows from hotter body to cold body. वो वैसे भी हमें पता है. So if you feel you want to modify that equation and remove the minus sign, go ahead and do that. Okay? It's not going to cause you any problems as such. As long as you know heat flows from hotter to colder bodies, you're sorted. तो मैं minus sign heat transfer की equation से हटाना तो हटा सकते हो. Okay. Filan, I'll just try to just write what the authentic formula is. So minus delta T represents temperature difference. And over here, V, remember Ohm's law, you might have seen this. V represents potential difference. V represents potential difference. Yes, and V is equal to IR was Ohm's law. So V represents potential difference. All right. Then over here, you have K, which represented thermal conductivity. Okay. Sorry. एक minute. So V and dt are cause of conduction. In the sense, okay, so I understood what you're trying to say. Just like a potential difference was the cause for which current flows in the circuit, वैसा ही a temperature difference is the cause for which heat flows through a rod. Right? So in that sense, yes, potential difference caused current flow, and a temperature difference causes heat flow. Okay? So K is for thermal conductivity. And over here, you may have learned this in school, you may have forgotten, you had a symbol called a sigma, which represents electrical conductivity. Okay, this is the reciprocal of resistivity. Okay, you may have just called it conductivity, that's also fine. अब यहाँ पे just to bring some difference, I'm writing it as electrical conductivity with the full name. Okay, so जो करंट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी में सिग्मा है यहाँ पे के है, फिर के का रेसिप्रोकल के लिए कुछ नया नाम नहीं है, we'll just write that as 1 upon k. Okay, so 1 upon k can represent thermal resistivity. 1 upon k can represent thermal resistivity. Okay, and let this be analogous to rho. है ना? Rho was electrical resistivity. Remember, resistivity is just the reciprocal of conductivity. Resistivity was just the reciprocal of conductivity. So let's keep this much on this page. या तो copy कर लो. Resistivity, remember, resistivity is the reciprocal of conductivity. Over here, you can say resistivity is like 1 upon k. Yes, yes, please copy the electrical conductivity slide as well. I know you know stuff, but please copy it there. Copy that as well. In a bit, we're going to fill that column with stuff which you don't know yet as well. Okay, so we are going to fill some things on the right-hand column which you may have not yet heard of. So copy both sides of the column. If you're copying, okay? If you're someone who's copying, you're making your own notes, copy both sides. ये कॉलम का पॉइंट क्या है? ये ऐसे ही मतलब दिस इज नॉट अरे कूल व्हाट एन इंटरेस्टिंग ऑब्जर्वेशन, ये उस पर्सपेक्टिव से नहीं बता रहा हूँ. आई एम टीचिंग यू विद दिस पर्सपेक्टिव कि अगर अब जब तुम्हें मान लो हीट ट्रांसफर का क्वेश्चन मिल रहा है, यू कैन by understanding this column you can actually change that question into a question on electrical conductivity. समझ में आया? इट्स लाइक मैं मान लो तुम्हें dq by dt दे रहा हूँ, हीट करंट दे रहा हूँ. मान लो मैं तुम्हें है ना टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस दे रहा हूँ, एंड इन अ वे फिर थर्मल कंडक्टिविटी पूछ रहा हूँ, एरिया वगैरह दे रहा हूँ. सो दैट बिकम्स अ क्वेश्चन सिमिलर टू गिवन करंट, गिवन पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस, given area and length, can I find electrical conductivity? Which I can by Ohm's law. All right. So the purpose of this column is to teach you how to convert a heat transfer question to an electrical conductivity question. I think sigma is the symbol over here. Sigma. The chota sigma. Done. Okay. Yeah, I'll give one more minute. Next, we're going to talk of heat resistance. Okay, so heat resistance analogous to thermal resistance. Heat logis, which is similar to electrical resistance. Electrical resistance का formula you might have learnt in school, rho L by A. याद आ रहा है? तो वैसा ही I hope now everyone's done with that page. वैसा ही यहाँ पे भी तुम थर्मल रेजिस्टेंस को डिफाइन कर सकते हो. So heat transfer and electrical conductivity. Yes guys, तुम्हें सेम सिंबल यूज करना है, यूज कर सकते हो. मैंने थर्मल रेजिस्टिविटी के लिए ऐसा कुछ 1/k लिखा, तुम्हें उसके लिए रो यूज करना है, चलेगा. Nobody is going to come and cross check your symbols and cut marks for that, because ultimately different textbooks use their own symbols. And you can use rho for thermal resistivity as well. The point now is, in fact I'm going to use the same symbol over here for thermal resistance. So let's say thermal resistance ke liye, hai na, let's say the symbol is R, and this thermal resistance is going to be analogous to electrical resistance. Okay, the one we have learnt about in school, electrical resistance. अब electrical resistance हमने स्कूल में क्या सीखा है? We have learned कि R can be found from resistivity, है ना? So it depends on the material, it depends on the length, and it depends on the area. We have seen कि R is rho L upon area. वैसा ही thermal resistance को भी लिख सकते हो. Thermal resistance over here अब क्या लिखेंगे? Length, area, ठीक है? This was resistance of a rod. यहाँ पे भी any for anything of uniform cross section, तो यहाँ पे भी length आ गया, area आ गया. यहाँ पे we can also talk about resistivity of our conductor, but rather than writing resistivity, let's write 1/k. Now let's use the symbol we are familiar with. So rho, resistivity for a conductor, would be the reciprocal of its conductivity. So can you see how thermal resistance now gets defined for a conductor? It's going to be length of the conductor upon its thermal conductivity times area. All right. So this is the formula for finding thermal resistance for a conductor. Heat transfer mein, thermal resistance for a conductor can be found by dividing length with conductivity and cross-sectional area. Okay? Conductivity and cross-sectional area. फिर यहाँ पे तुम्हारे पास ओम्स लॉ था, V is equal to IR था. This black. Yes. यहाँ पे ओम्स लॉ था, V is equal to IR. यहाँ पे look at this, maybe if this everything will fall together. How is our law analogous to Ohm's law? So substitute things. First of all, potential difference is analogous to temperature difference minus delta T. Current, so electrical current was analogous to heat current. I'm putting over here dq by dt. Okay, and for resistance was similar to L upon Ka. यहाँ पे L upon Ka डाल दिया. Can you see how this formula is the formula we had memorized? मतलब Ohm's law को piece by piece इधर substitute करके we are actually getting the formula we have memorized. dq by dt, if you rearrange that equation, becomes minus Ka delta T by delta L, showing you कि यही result आया था हमारा. This result and this result are in that sense similar. Okay? So the formula we have memorized is in a way like Ohm's law for heat transfer, where this guy is playing the role of current, this guy is playing the role of potential difference, और यहाँ पे ये जो उल्टा दिख रहा है, that's playing the role of resistance, L upon K. So it's like current is V by R. उस form में equation आ रहा है. Understood? Understood this parallelism, the similarity between the two? Now we can extend a lot more results. Okay? So if you remember from school, you know how to combine resistors in series. You know how to combine resistors in parallel. वैसे ही अब now we suddenly seeing the similarity, we know how to combine conductors in series and conductors in parallel. Okay, and therefore we're not going to waste time proving conductors in series, conductors in parallel वगैरह के formula, because you're going to spend some time in current electricity proving series resistance, parallel resistances का formula. वो तुम current electricity में prove करोगे. So right now we're just going to derive those results. Derive in the sense we're just going to use the same results for heat transfer and proof series का proof वगैरह current electricity में हो जाएगा. All right, so for that again I need to go to the next page. Is everyone done with this? Done? See, so अब देखो current electricity से क्या क्या पता है. First thing is, देख लो जल्दी. So first thing is we know कि resistors in series. Yeah guys, don't worry about my battery. It will last for some time. The resistors in series, and over here we'll talk about apna rods in series. Okay, the heat transfer में imagine I have several rods in series. अब resistors in series के लिए our formula was कि R equivalent is equal to summation R1, R2 and so on. All right, so you add up the resistors, you add up all the resistances that are in series to get resultant resistance. Rods in series के लिए you can find that what you can do is, yes, please continue on the same table. Rods in series के लिए you can find कि अब resistance के जगह rod में क्या होता है L by KA, and picture that in your head. L by KA is like rho L by A, therefore it is resistance. बस rho ऊपर की जगह K नीचे आता है. Alright, so L by KA equivalent is the same as adding L by KA for the first rod, okay, to L by KA for the second rod, and so on and so forth. You can add this up for all the rods. All right, so that's how you immediately now know how to find equivalent resistance for rods in series. You know how to do the same for rods in parallel. ठीक है, rods in parallel अगर club करना है, yes, it will just be like combining resistors in parallel. Resistors in parallel के लिए क्या फंडा था? What we just did over here, do it with the reciprocals of the resistances. So instead of saying equivalent resistance is equal to sum of all resistances, you have to say equivalent resistance का reciprocal is equal to sum of सारे resistances का reciprocal. Equivalent resistance का reciprocal is equal to the sum of सारे resistances का reciprocal. Okay, यहाँ पे क्या आ जाएगा? अब रॉड के लिए रेजिस्टेंस था L by KA, उसका रेसिप्रोकल के लिए इक्वेशन लिखना है. उसका रेसिप्रोकल हो जाएगा KA by L, बस. तो KA by L equivalent is K1 A1 by L1 and so on and so forth. The sum K1 A1 by L1 plus K2 A2 by L2. Okay. So as you can see over here, what we are doing is we are actually, when the rods are in parallel, we are adding the reciprocals of their thermal resistances to get the reciprocal of the net equivalent thermal resistance. There's a lot of parallelism which can really help us. Okay, quickly copy this. How can you connect rods in parallel? निकाल देता हूं. So वो भी एक आगे एक कॉलम में दिखा दूंगा. But parallel then essentially means कि same temperature difference. Okay, so these are rods connect in parallel. I'll draw this आगे भी. Okay. Resistors in parallel has to do with it does not mean कि they are positioned parallel to each other. ठीक है, वो एक चीज समझो. Resistors in parallel का जैसा definition ना, maybe I'll just step out of this page for a second. एक चीज please समझो. Okay. So would you say that these two resistors R1, R2, are they in parallel or they're not in parallel? क्या लगता है? Some are saying in series. Maybe I should teach this as a proper point. The answer is they are in parallel. Ye parallel doesn't have to do with the fact that the lines along which they are placed has to be parallel. Parallel is not the way they are placed geometrically. Parallel has to do with how they are arranged in the circuit. Okay, parallel has to do with how they are arranged in the circuit. So parallel ka definition hota hai, which I'm going to write soon, ki yes, potential difference has to be the same. That is what parallel means. उनके दो ends के across potential difference has to be the same. So both have the same ends. है ना, ये straight wire के across कुछ potential change नहीं होता है. So essentially both have the same ends. Both therefore are in parallel with each other. ठीक है? So physically, geometrically parallel होने का जरूरत नहीं है. Parallel का मतलब potential difference same होना चाहिए. You can also say yes. So you can also say they lie between the same nodes. So R2 is lying between these two nodes. R1 is lying between the same nodes. All right. So they have the same potential difference. Series का भी फर्क तुम्हें समझ में आना चाहिए. इसको ये सेम डायग्राम को अगर ऐसा बनाया ना, सेम डायग्राम को अगर ऐसा बनाया, don't say they are in series now. I hope you can still see that they are still in parallel. ठीक है, they're still in parallel. तो series का ये मतलब नहीं होता कि straight line के along lie कर रहे. Series does not mean they lie along the straight line. series means it should be an uninterrupted branch जिसके थ्रू करंट, हाँ perfect, करंट सेम है, करंट सेम होना चाहिए for series. It should be an uninterrupted branch. All right, so this would look like series. See, this would look like series. Why? You can see कि as you're going from R1 to R2, there is no branching out. There is no splitting of your current. Current is whatever current is passing through R1, the same current is passing through R2. So when current is the same, that's when we say they are in series. When current is the same, that's when we say they are in series. Okay. In this case, current was splitting in two different parts. So current ही अलग था. Current same नहीं है, therefore they were not in series. ठीक है? Series के लिए current same होना चाहिए. Here they were in parallel because their ends were the same. Their ends were the same, so they were having the same potential difference. यहाँ पे there is no reason beforehand solve करने के पहले there is no reason for us to say कि potential difference same होना चाहिए दोनों के across. है ना? Ends ही अलग है. एक end common है पर दूसरा end अलग है. Whereas we can safely say current same होगा logically and therefore they are in series. So ये थोड़ा एक revise हो गया, series क्या है, parallel क्या है ना? I'll just relaunch that. Was anyone still writing page 41 by the way? हो गया 41 का कहानी? No one stuck here? अब देखो, ठीक, so now इससे देखो क्या होता है, how much more of the chapters left? Again, I think one more lecture would be needed. Okay. All right. So now, तो अब थोड़ा practical इसमें आता है. So first and foremost, electrical current के case में, like we just saw, कि series basically means when current is the same. और इसका हम काफी फायदा उठा सकते हैं. अगर current same है, that means the good thing is कि potential difference is directly proportional to resistance. Reflect on Ohm's law. Ohm's law says V is equal to IR. So if V is IR and I is the same, मतलब series वाले resistances के लिए potential difference resistance के proportional होता है. So where can we use that? We can use that in a situation like this, जहाँ पे मान लो ये 10 volt है. नहीं, that's not the point I was trying to say. एक बार ध्यान से सुनो. Let's say these are the two ends. एक जगह 10 volt है, दूसरा जगह 0 volt है. और यहाँ पे मान लो मेरा रेजिस्टेंस है 2 ohms का, और फिर यहाँ पे मेरा एक और रेजिस्टेंस है 3 ohms का. एंड व्हाट आई वांट टू नो इज, मुझे जानना है कि यहाँ पे कितना पोटेंशियल होगा. क्या लगता है कितना होगा? Remember, these are in series. Why are they in series? There is no branching out. जो करंट यहाँ से निकल रहा है उसी के थ्रू जा रहा है. So they are in series, no branching out. All right. The next thing, of course, also is कि they are, if they are in series, since V is IR, potential difference is directly proportional to R. मतलब अब ये जो पूरा पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है, पूरा पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस 10 वोल्ट का है. अब ये 10 वोल्ट का जो पूरा पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है वो इन दोनों में बटेगा. यू अग्री कि इनका पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस का सम हैज टू बी 10. इसके अक्रॉस डिफरेंस प्लस इसके अक्रॉस डिफरेंस हैज टू बी 10. आई होप यू गेट दैट, है ना? तो यही 10 को जब तुम इन दोनों के अक्रॉस बांटोगे You have to divide in what ratio? You have to divide in the ratio 2:3. So when you divide 10 in the ratio 2:3, what do you get? 6 and 4. Very nice. All right. So when you divide 10 in the ratio 2:3, you get 6 and 4. So total potential difference 10 volt था, जिसको हमने 2:3 के रेशियो में बांट दिया. ठीक है. Sometimes you can directly see what that gives you. Sometimes if you can't see directly, how do you divide? Simply it's 10 into 2 upon 2 plus 3, and the other one is 10 into 3 upon 2 plus 3. Okay, that's how you divide in any ratio as such. Okay, so you're getting 4 and 6. You're getting 4 and 6. So given that you're getting potential differences of 4 and 6, what is the temperature of, what is the potential difference of that junction going to be? Now that we know ki potential difference across the 2 ohm resistance is 4, 10 into 2 by 5, and potential difference wrong, and potential difference across the 3 volt resistance is 6, 10 into 3 by 5, 2 volt ke across 4 volt, 3 ohm, 2 ohm ke across 4 volt, and 3 ohm के across 6 volt. ये पता है, तो यहाँ पे potential difference 4 का है, यहाँ पे 6 का है, तो बीच में potential difference कितना है? Come on, 10 से 4 चलो 0 की तरफ, 10 से 4 चलो 0 की तरफ, या 0 से 6 चलो 10 की तरफ. एक ही बात है. क्या किस पे पहुंचेंगे? 6 पे पहुंचेंगे, 6 वोल्ट पे पहुंचेंगे. अंडरस्टूड? 10 से 0 की तरफ जाना है, and we want to reduce or change potential only by 4 units, so we'll arrive upon 6. या 0 से 6 तक जाना है, and we'll arrive upon 6. Can you see how 6 volt is our answer? है ना? is consistent. इसका 4 वोल्ट आ रहा है, इसका 6 वोल्ट आ रहा है. ठीक है. 6 वोल्ट इज द बीच वाला पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस. ओके, तो इसी के लिए, अब इसी को अगर सेम चीज अगर रॉड के लिए आया था, है ना? So now maybe you can practice that again in this. So let's say same question. I'm telling you you have rods in series. You have rods in series, and for rods in series, what is the condition? What should be this? What should be the same in this context? हाँ, I के जगह अब heat current dq by dt must be the same. ये हो जाएगा series का definition. Heat current must be the same. If heat current is the same, जैसे यहाँ पे V was proportional to R, यहाँ पे we can say delta T, I'm ignoring the minus sign, is proportional to R. What was R? L by Ka. So delta T is proportional to L by Ka. All right, that is what we have over here. Delta T is proportional to L by Ka. Temperature difference is proportional to L by Ka. ठीक है. Similar Ohm's law compare करके हम ये बोल रहे हैं. तो अब एक क्वेश्चन दे रहा हूं तुम्हें. Let's say I have 3 rods like this. First rod, second rod, third rod. Let's say ये end का temperature was 50 and ये end का temperature is 0. 50, 0 degree Celsius, degree Celsius. Okay, and 50 and 0, and you have been told ki, of course you want to find the temperatures of the junctions. Okay, and you know कि अच्छा इसका कंडक्टिविटी K by 4 है और बाकी लेंथ और एरिया दिया है. दूसरे का कंडक्टिविटी K by 3 है. लेंथ और एरिया दिया है, और तीसरे का कंडक्टिविटी K by 2 है. फिर से लेंथ और एरिया दिया है. ओके, I want the temperatures of the junctions. Alright, so junctions का temperatures निकाल दो. यहाँ पे कितना temperature है और यहाँ पे कितना temperature है. Can you try this out? Let me just see the chat. Can we say that the junctions don't act like resistances, the rod act like resistances? The junction is just a random node, a point having a different potential from this point. जैसे ये point का potential कुछ अलग था, है ना? ये there's a point on the other side of the 2 ohm resistance. वैसे this is just a point between these two. What we can definitely say is you can treat the rods as resistances. Use this equation. Use ratio proportion. Compare L by Ka for the 3 rods. देखो L by K, I've given you such nice values. L by Ka compare करते वक्त देखो क्या रेशियो आ रहा है. Well, sorry guys, can I make this 32 if you don't mind? Yeah, is it too late? If it's not too late, इसको बस 32 कर दो. उसके 50 के लिए भी आंसर आएगा, 32 के लिए बस थोड़ा और अच्छा आंसर आएगा. So the lower end का temperature was 32, not 0. ये 32. अब मैं एक सेकेंड ना, for which junction exactly? तो शायद इसका बीच का potential difference बोल रहा है. That would have been your answer. या not sure exactly क्या बोल रहा है. हाँ, so you get, first thing is you get the ratios as 4:3:2. All right, so you get the ratios as 4:3:2. So देखो कैसे, you know कि delta T temperature difference is proportional to L by Ka. Shreya, very nice, that's right. All right, so L by Ka का रेशियो तुम देख लो, तो पहले वाले के लिए है 4L by Ka, because वो K by 4 हो गया ना, तो पहला वाला हो गया 4L by Ka. ठीक है, डेल्टा टी का रेशियो देख रहे हैं, तो 4L by Ka. दूसरा वाला हो गया 3L by Ka, K by 3 का 3 ऊपर आ गया, एंड द लास्ट वन हो गया 2L by Ka. So here you see the ratio is 4:3:2. Now, what is our temperature difference? Our temperature difference is actually across the ends, it's 18 degrees. It's 18 degrees. So I want to divide 18 in the ratio 4:3:2. Now, sometimes people can see this directly. Okay. Sometimes people take a little time to get this answer. So don't waste time. And if you are not able to see it directly, it's okay. Just you can calculate. Use the idea. तो मुझे अगर 18 को 4:3:2 के रेशियो में बांटना है, what I'll do is I'll do it as 18 into 4 divided by सबका sum. Of course, if you can see that, nothing like it. Yeah? But nonetheless, you can of course add them up. So when you add them up, you get an idea. अच्छा, सबका sum 4 + 3 + 2 9 आ रहा है. Okay, 9 आ रहा है. तो उसको बस अगर मैं डबल करूंगा तो 18 बटेगा 4:3:2 के रेशियो में. तो the answer logically will be 8:6:4. But in case values are a little bit more problematic, you can always do this. अच्छा, ये आने के बाद you have your answer. एक बार ऐसा ये लिख लेता हूँ. So this is how we'll theoretically divide 18 into these ratios. Don't worry, you need not take so much time. Okay? You can of course skip these steps. ये करके you get कि अच्छा 18 by 9 into 4, that's 8. 18 by 9 into 3, that's 6. 18 by 9 into 2 is 2. So basically you're getting the ratio 8:6:4. 8:6:4. In fact, 8:6:4 are the values. You're getting 8, 6, and 4 as the temperature differences across the rods. Khatam. 8, 6, 4 are the temperature differences across the rods. So based on that, what should be the temperature of the junctions? Okay. What should be the temperatures of the junctions? So the temperature of the first junction 50 से 8 कम, टोटल 18 है, टोटल 18 है, इसके अक्रॉस टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस 8 है, इसके अक्रॉस 6 है, इसके अक्रॉस 4 है. ठीक है. तो 50 से अगर तुम 8 कम करने जाओगे तो यहाँ पे टेम्परेचर आ जाएगा 42. यहाँ पे टेम्परेचर आ जाएगा 42. ठीक है. उससे और 6 कम करने जाओगे यहाँ पे आ जाएगा 36. And you can cross check that the last one और 4 कम करने पे 32 आता है. 36 के लिए you could have also started the other way. 32 plus 4 is 36. So with that you can use this method to find the temperature at these junctions. Okay? So understanding of electrical conduction has just helped us do this. Understood? तो ये series जब rods in series है, you can use this to find the temperature of the junction. Simple ratio proportion का फंडा. Okay? Copy this nicely. Done? Anyone still writing? Now you can do the same thing for parallel. All right, so parallel में क्या होता है? In parallel, the definition over here was that in parallel the definition was कि potential difference must be the same. Potential difference must be the same. Remember? So if potential difference has to be the same, that means I must be inversely proportional to R. Think of the formula. V is IR. V same hai, so I is inversely proportional to R. Because I is inversely proportional to R, we can tackle questions like this कि अगर let's say कि I have a circuit like this where I have these two resistors, okay? And let's say the resistances are 1 ohms and 2 ohms, and let's say my incoming current is 6 amperes. So what are going to be the currents through the individual resistors? What is I1 and what is I2 going to be? जो 6 ampere आ रहा है, obviously we know that gets split up into two parts. कैसे split होता है? I1 कितना होगा, I2 कितना होगा? ठीक है, just think about that. I'll continue writing over here. Very nice. सही है. 2 and 4. Very nice. तो इसमें क्या है फंडा? I1 is to I2 will be equal to R2 is to R1. Right? Because I is inversely proportional to resistances. So I1 is to I2 will be R2 is to R1. I1 is to I2 will be iska resistance is to uska resistance. So it will be 2 is to 1. Now my total current is 6 amperes. So I need to divide 6 amperes in the ratio 2 is to 1. So if I divide 6 amperes in the ratio 2 is to 1, सबको दिख रहा है 4 and 2 है, and है ना, जब दिखता नहीं है क्या करते हैं, तो 6 into 2, or if you're working with variables a is to b, है ना, variables है, तब क्या करोगे, तो 6 into a upon a plus b, and then 6 into b upon a plus b. Alright, so naturally, of course, you get the values are 4 and 2. Alright, so 4 amperes and 2 amperes. So I1 becomes 4 amperes and I2 becomes 2 amperes. Okay, so that very simple idea becomes a very simple question in current electricity. ठीक है, same idea तुम extend करके heat transfer में भी लगा सकते हो, heat conduction में भी लगा सकते हो. कैसे? So if you have rods in parallel, what is the analogous idea going to be? When will rods be considered to be in parallel? What is the critical idea for rods to be in parallel? Temperature difference. Very nice. Temperature difference has to be the same. If temperature difference is the same, then your rate of heat current will be inversely proportional to R. So R को उल्टा लिखोगे तो you get Ka by L. So you can say कि dq by dt is directly proportional to Ka by L. So on that note, if I give a question like this, when I draw 3 rods, okay, these 3 rods lie between these two ends. Okay? One end Okay, temperature difference is not given, but you can clearly understand that they're lying between the same ends, so therefore they have the same, this end has the same temperature, this end has the same temperature. These rods are not in parallel because they look like parallel lines. They are in parallel because the right end is at the same temperature and left end is again amongst themselves at the same temperature. Let's say I have 12 joules per second of heat current coming in. Okay, I hope that um, unit makes sense to you. 12 joules per second, dq by dt. Okay, so 12, how about 12 watt? 12 watt of heat current is coming in. Okay, so 12 watts of heat current is coming in. यहाँ पे values are given as K, L and A. Just keeping it simple so you get the idea. यहाँ पे values are given 2K, L and A. यहाँ पे values are given as 3K, L and A. Okay. I want to know कि यहाँ से कितना, यहाँ से कितना, यहाँ से कितना हीट निकलेगा. I1, I2, I3. I represents heat current over here. कितना हीट निकलेगा, कितना हीट ट्रांसफर हो रहा है पहले रॉड से पर सेकंड, कितना हीट ट्रांसफर हो रहा है दूसरे रॉड से पर सेकंड, कितना हीट ट्रांसफर हो रहा है तीसरे रॉड से पर सेकंड. वेरी सिंपल. Yeah, very nice. सही है. Whoever's answer is correct. श्रेया, आयुष, सही है. अमित, एक्चुअली आई थिंक तूने L by KA लिया होगा. इस बार KA by L है. So just check that carefully. K by L है, उसके हिसाब से रेशियो प्रोपोर्शन देखना है. And again, guys, what I want you to understand is you don't have to memorize this column. ये column memorize करना नहीं है. That is the point of this parallelism. तुम ये यहाँ से आओ, ये तो बहुत obvious लगता है, V same है parallel के लिए, I is inversely proportional to R. So you remember, recollect that, which anyways you know. And फिर वहां से तुम लिखो, अच्छा I ये है और R का reciprocal KA by L हो जाएगा. Because R is rho L by A, R is L by KA, तो R का reciprocal KA by L होगा. तो वहां से तुम यहाँ आ जाओ. Don't memorize this. It's easy to mess this up. K by L, L by K, उसका गलती हो सकता है. Okay, so come from current, electricity and use these results. 2, 4 and 6 are absolutely correct. It's very simple. Okay, so I1 is to I2 is to I3 is going to be in the ratio of KA by L. So if you look at KA by L, you can see they are in the ratio 1 is to 2 is to 3. And if you divide 12 in the ratio 1 is to 2 is to 3, कर लो 12 into, अब short में लिखता हूँ, 12 into 1 by total sum which is 6, 12 into 2 by total sum which is again 6, and finally 12 into 3 by 6. Okay, so which gives us I1, I2, I3 as 2, 4 and 6. And the units are joules per second, so you can of course write that in watts. copy this. Done? Everyone done with this? Okay. This is again 2 more points on that column. Maybe I can do one today. This is called as Kirchhoff's junction law. So maybe this may be new for you guys or not, but either way, there's a very simple logical idea. Kirchhoff's junction law. Okay, what it states is कि if you have a junction like this, okay, this junction can have any number of wires meeting at that point. Angles and all don't matter. The whole basic logic is कि imagine electric current as charge flowing. In fact, larger the current, the greater the charge is flowing per second. Now, you should realize कि you can't have charge accumulation over here. Okay, so it's just like water. If water from a pipe is flowing towards this junction, total incoming water ka sum has to be 0 because you can't have water constantly accumulating at that junction. कुछ amount आ रहा है तो कुछ amount जाना चाहिए. So according to that idea, because charge cannot get accumulated over here, the total current arriving upon that junction should be 0. Okay? So I hope that makes sense to you in the sense कि one of these terms, at least one, has to be negative. At least one has to be negative. For instance, agar I1 or I2, if they are 0 and if they are 1 and 2 respectively, if I1 and I2 are 1 ampere and 2 ampere respectively, यहाँ से 1 आ रहा है, यहाँ से 2 आ रहा है, तो यहाँ से 3 जाना चाहिए. 3 जाना मतलब according to this diagram, यहाँ पे -3 आना. Make sense? So if one is 1, the other is 2, the third is -3. -3 मतलब 3 निकल रहा है. 1 and 2 आके I3 से 3 निकल रहा है. That's the idea. So very, very logical idea. The way you frame that in an equation is simply by saying I1 plus I2 plus I3 is going to be 0. Okay. For us, the same thing, same funda. जब यहाँ पे, if we want to use this idea to find temperature at a junction of 3 rods. Yeah, I'll just maybe draw the rods as straight lines. So if you want to find temperature at a junction of 3 rods, let's say this is T1, let's say this is T2, and let's say this is T3, and they have their corresponding values of K, A, and L. ठीक है, और सेम फंडा हमें लगाना है कि हीट फ्लो 0 है. ठीक है, तो अब यार ये जंक्शन का टेम्परेचर मान लो कुछ क्वेश्चन में अननोन होगा. This is probably something you need to find. So what we can do is we can say heat flowing from T1 to T, heat flowing from T3 to T, heat flowing from T2 to T, उन तीनों का sum 0 होना चाहिए. So how do we write that? So we can write that by saying dq by dt का formula क्या था? K A by L, K A by L, एक का टेम्परेचर माइनस दूसरे का टेम्परेचर. It's up to you which form you want to write. You can write this as junction ka temperature minus T1, or you can write as T1 minus T. Either way, it's either going to represent heat going in this direction or heat going in this direction. बट यहाँ पे फर्स्ट टर्म के लिए तुमने जो भी पैटर्न में लिखा है, जैसे मैंने ये फर्स्ट टर्म के लिए किस पैटर्न में लिखा है, जंक्शन का टेम्परेचर माइनस इसका टेम्परेचर, वैसा ही दूसरे के लिए लिखो. तो K2 A2 by L2, अगेन जंक्शन का टेम्परेचर माइनस दूसरे का टेम्परेचर. अगेन तीसरे के लिए लिखो K3 A3 L3, जंक्शन का टेम्परेचर माइनस तीसरे का टेम्परेचर. And what should be the addition of all these terms? The addition of all these terms should be 0, because this represents net heat going towards the junction. Okay, this represents net heat going towards the junction, yeah, away from the junction. Okay. Got it? So you can use this equation to find T. Simple idea क्या है? Heat flowing towards the junction हमने तीनों रॉड के लिए लिखा, और टूवर्ड्स के लिए T माइनस T1 लिखना चाहिए, T1 माइनस T लिखना चाहिए, उस पर ज्यादा सिर नहीं फोड़ा. यहाँ पे जो भी पैटर्न फॉलो किया वही पैटर्न बाकी के लिए फॉलो किया. ओके okay? यस इफ हाँ नेगेटिव, तुम यहाँ पे बोल रहे हो कि I3 नेगेटिव आने का मतलब क्या था? तो नेगेटिव वैल्यू ऑफ करंट, ऑफ कोर्स आई मीन ये डायरेक्शन हमने ऐसा लिया है तो उस या इस डायरेक्शन के अलॉन्ग अगर नेगेटिव वैल्यू आया मतलब करंट उल्टा डायरेक्शन के अलॉन्ग है. okay. We are not giving current a current has a so understand this, current does have a direction. Current does have a direction. Current is a scalar, but that doesn't mean it does not have a direction. Current is a scalar in spite of having a direction. Scalar का definition ये नहीं होता है कि direction नहीं होना चाहिए. Whatever is not a vector is a scalar. And vector का definition क्या होता है? तीन पार्ट है. एक तो डायरेक्शन होना चाहिए, प्लस एडिशन कम्यूटेटिव होना चाहिए, प्लस ट्रायंगल लॉ ओबे करना चाहिए. ये तीनों है तब वो वेक्टर बनता है. एंड अगर वो नहीं है, ओनली वन ऑफ देम इज ट्रू और टू ऑफ देम आर ट्रू, इफ ऑल थ्री आर नॉट ट्रू देन इट बिकम्स अ स्केलर. करंट इज दैट specific example. Current is that specific example where current has a direction, it has a sense of direction, but it does not obey triangle law. It does not obey triangle law. It has a direction, does not obey triangle law. Therefore, it is a scalar. It can have only directions along the wire, of course. It can only have directions along the wire. It can't have any random direction. Yeah, we're done for the day. We'll stop here. Next class में we are almost done with this table. एक और term है. One more thing we want to borrow from current electricity, and then we'll move on to solving some questions. By next class, we'll actually be done with this chapter. Bye. Thanks, Shreya. Thank you. Bye. Good night. Bye. I'll just upload this before I forget.